sitting outside watching some of these press conferences that these governors are putting on. Governors, commissioners, local, whatever you want to call them, putting on about how they have the right to enforce the laws in their cities, states, whatever, regarding these masks for this COVID thing going on. And I think it's a joke. Honestly, I do. I think it's a joke because they say they're going to penalize people, this, that, and the other, for not wearing masks for the COVID-19 thing. Okay, you're going to penalize law-abiding citizens for not wearing masks. Yet, you people are in positions of power letting criminals out of jail. I'm still trying to figure that one out. You want to penalize law-abiding citizens for not wearing a mask, and you're penalizing law-abiding citizens for not wearing a mask under this pandemic, yet you're letting criminals out of prison to protect them. But you're telling people to shelter in place for their own protection. So wouldn't criminals be better off in jail still? So you need to explain to us how letting criminals such as child rapists, bank robbers, other felons are better off out of the prison system, So it really makes no sense how these people are being let out of prison so you can arrest law-abiding citizens for not wearing a mask. So all these people that are being let back out of prison to recommit crimes under your so-called watch, and reasoning makes no sense. So you smart ones in office, on all these higher up offices, are letting these people out of prison and do all these things. Don't seem to be very smart. We make the laws, we do this, we do that. You're not very smart, are you? You want to make these laws and you want to be able to tell us little underlings, or whatever you want to call us common folk, what to do. Well, y'all don't seem to be very brilliant, because I'm waiting because it's coming. Somebody's going to come down when their families get hurt and sue the hell out of one of these cities or states, because your little laws that you're passing because of this COVID-19 thing are making no sense, because you're letting criminals, hardened criminals, out of prison. Child rapists, molesters, and God knows what else, out of prison. I mean, come on, Washington State wanted to let a freaking serial murderer out. One vote away from letting a serial murderer out of prison. How do you politicians justify this kind of crap? Honestly, how do you justify it? And you justify making these decisions when healthy people with extremely healthy immune systems can walk around all this time. The curve is flattening on this damn COVID-19 thing. The curve is flattening. All of a sudden, at the end of this thing, you're saying, wear masks, wear masks, wear masks. Where at the beginning of this thing is when you should have been wearing a mask. And honestly, you don't put people in a bubble on something like this and tell them, you need to sterilize, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, because you never get immune to something if you do that. You can't put somebody in a bubble and expect people to create an immune system to it. Nobody's ever going to become, because look, tons of people have antibodies to this already and probably have had it and never knew they had it. You're creating a sterile system and this and that. You're creating problems already. But this whole mask situation and telling people they're going to be penalized for not wearing a mask and then releasing prisoners, you're creating problems, because I guarantee people are going to be getting lawyers involved in the city and states on the local level, let alone the national level. It's going to be a pretty interesting thing to see happen. Because I guarantee there's people out there with money that if you try telling them, you got to wear a mask, guess what? It's going to turn into a shit show. So, you know, John Smith walking down the street, you tell him, you got to put a mask on. But you let, John Doe out of prison for raping 10 girls, ain't gonna fly too well with, Jane Smith lawyer. Not looking so pretty, for some of these politicians. Kind of doesn't make sense now, does it? So, that's kind of my 2 cents. It may not really fly, but guess what? To a lot of people, it's going to make some sense now, isn't it?